4 Iranian women's football players have made a stunning reversal, choosing to return home after initially seeking asylum in Australia. The dramatic change of heart affects more than half of the 7-member delegation who originally decided to stay following their team's visit. 3 additional players joined one teammate who had already opted to return to Iran, leaving only 3 still pursuing refuge in Australia. The women's football delegation had been in Australia as part of ongoing sporting exchanges between the nations. This decision comes amid continued restrictions on women's sports participation in Iran, where female athletes face significant limitations under current government policies. The reversal raises questions about the complex pressures and considerations facing Iranian female athletes who must weigh personal safety against family ties and professional futures. Australian immigration officials are now processing the changed applications while providing support for both those returning and those still seeking permanent refuge. The situation highlights the deeply personal and difficult choices facing Iranian women in sports today. The 2026 Six Nations Championship has concluded with what rugby experts are calling the greatest edition in the tournament's storied history. This year's competition delivered an unprecedented combination of record-breaking performances, stunning upsets, and high-scoring classics that captivated audiences across Europe and beyond. The tournament featured multiple lead changes, surprise victories from traditionally weaker teams, and scoring records that may stand for decades. The thrilling finale weekend saw 3 teams mathematically capable of claiming the championship title going into the final matches, creating drama rarely witnessed in international rugby. Television viewership reached all-time highs as casual sports fans were drawn in by the compelling storylines and exceptional quality of play. The tournament's success demonstrates rugby's growing global appeal and sets a new standard for international competition. Multiple players emerged as household names, while traditional powerhouses were forced to adapt to an increasingly competitive landscape. This historic Six Nations will likely influence how future tournaments are marketed and structured, potentially reshaping European rugby's commercial and competitive future for years to come. Chancellor Rachel Reeves faces mounting pressure to intervene in Britain's escalating energy crisis, with households bracing for potentially devastating bill increases. The question dominating Westminster is whether the government will mount another major crisis rescue package, following precedents set during the COVID furlough scheme and the emergency bailout after Liz Truss's disastrous mini-budget. Energy costs are spiraling beyond what many families can afford, creating a perfect storm reminiscent of previous national emergencies that demanded unprecedented government action. Political analyst Laura Quinsberg notes that public expectations for state intervention have fundamentally shifted since these recent crises, with citizens now anticipating government support during major economic shocks. The Treasury faces a difficult balancing act between providing necessary relief and maintaining fiscal responsibility amid ongoing economic pressures. Previous interventions cost taxpayers tens of billions of pounds, raising questions about the sustainability of repeated large-scale government rescues. Market volatility and international energy price fluctuations continue to threaten household budgets across Britain. The Chancellor's decision in the coming weeks could define both her political legacy and the government's approach to future economic emergencies. Liberal Democrat leader Sir Ed Davey is demanding Britain develop its own nuclear missile system to end decades of dependence on American technology and support. The call for a fully independent British nuclear deterrent represents a significant shift in defense policy thinking, challenging the long-standing special relationship that has underpinned UK nuclear capability since the Cold War era. Currently, Britain's Trident submarine-launched ballistic missiles rely heavily on US components, maintenance, and technical expertise, creating potential vulnerabilities in an increasingly unstable global environment. Davey argues that true strategic independence requires complete control over nuclear deterrent capabilities without foreign dependencies that could compromise national security decisions. The proposal would require massive investment in domestic nuclear weapons research, development, and manufacturing infrastructure that Britain has not possessed for generations. Defense experts estimate such a program could cost tens of billions of pounds and take decades to fully implement. The timing reflects growing concerns about American political reliability and potential shifts in transatlantic defense cooperation under changing international pressures. This dramatic policy position could reshape upcoming defense spending debates and force other political parties to clarify their positions on nuclear independence and strategic autonomy. Former television star John Alford, beloved by millions for his roles in Grange Hill and London's Burning, has died in prison at the age of 54. The actor was found dead at HMP Beret in Norfolk, marking a tragic end to a life that had captivated British audiences during the height of his fame in the 1980s and 90s. Alford became a household name playing Robbie Wright in the long-running firefighter drama London's Burning, following his earlier success as a young actor in the school-based series Grange Hill. His characters resonated with viewers across Britain, making him one of the most recognizable faces on television during his peak years. The circumstances surrounding his imprisonment and death have not been fully disclosed by authorities, pending official investigations and family notifications. Prison officials are conducting a standard review of the incident, as required by law. Alford's career had included various ups and downs over recent decades, reflecting the challenging transition many child actors face in maintaining sustained success. His death represents the loss of a performer who entertained generations of British television viewers and helped define iconic shows that remain cultural touchstones today.